What's up, YouTube fam? It's Chantel, the face behind the teacher mindset, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing my top 5 quotes that I am learning to live by in 2024. 2024 has been a year of intention for me. I have set some really great personal goals, career goals, as well as business goals. And those goals are really not only helping me to be intentional about every day, but they're helping me to really focus on what my purpose is. In addition to that intention and purpose, these 5 quotes are really helping me to stay grounded and enjoy every moment. I'm so excited to share them with you. So let's not waste any time and let's jump into today's video. The first quote that I'm learning to live by in 2024 is I can do hard things. This is really probably the top quote that I am adopting for 2024. I think in life we can shy away from things that are too hard. And sometimes we get fed the narrative that we should really lean into our strengths heavily. And if something is too hard, then maybe we're not going down the right path. But that isn't always necessarily true. For me, I'm really seeing this play out in my fitness journey. For many years, I wasn't really into traditional types of working out, like going to the gym, taking different types of fitness classes. I really enjoyed dance, and that's fine. It's always been my way of getting up and exercising. But over the last few years, I've really been trying to adopt other ways to get my fitness in, and it hasn't always been easy. Right now, I'm taking classes at F45, and it really is challenging me in a whole new way. And this quote has really been one that I've kept in the back of my mind every time I go into a class, every time I feel like I'm learning something new and I just can't do it. I'm learning to really embrace things that are hard. There are days where I've been in the gym and I have been pushed to tears. A few months ago, I suffered an injury, and I've been constantly battling how to balance this injury as well as continue to push myself to reach my fitness goals. And sometimes I literally just have to break down. But in the end, I always come back to this quote, and I remember that I can do hard things and that life isn't always going to be easy. There are going to be those moments where you face those battles, and every day that you continue to overcome them, you become a better person. I am learning to accept that life is hard. And if I could approach every challenge with that mindset, then I've already gone halfway to overcoming that obstacle. The second quote that I am learning to live by in 2024 is my best is enough. Now, I actually love this quote so much that it is the background on my laptop. I found this quote in a beautiful wallpaper a few years ago from Teach, Create, Motivate, and it really has helped me to constantly remember that as long as I am putting my best foot forward every day, that it is actually enough. In life, we are often our biggest critic. I know I most certainly am my own biggest critic. I can get caught up in the nuances of every day and checking things off of my to-do list. And instead of celebrating those moments where I achieved so much, I really get obsessed and hung up on the things that I didn't achieve. This quote has really helped me to shift that mindset. There are going to be days in life where you are on your A game and you are accomplishing everything that you set out to do. But then there are going to be days in life where you are just struggling to make it through. As long as you're putting your best foot forward, it is enough. And that is something that I am learning to live by in 2024. The third quote that I am learning to live by in 2024 is to live a life of love. Now, I've been trying to live out this quote for many, many years now, and I am fully adopting it for this year. Over the last several years, I've really been doing some self-reflection and thinking about the person that I want to be remembered as. The more I reflect on this quote, the more I realize that I want to be remembered as someone who was giving of her love, time, and talents to all of the people around me. And that is something that's important to me. I don't want to hold back my love from anyone, my family, my friends, strangers. I just naturally find that I'm a very loving person and that I want to intentionally live a life full of love. And so for 2024, I am making space to give love to those around me. That includes things like picking up the phone and calling that person when they're on my mind, sending random texts to my friends saying how proud I am and how much I care and love them. There are so many different things that I can do to show love, and I really am leaning into that so that I can be intentional about living a life full of love. The fourth quote that I am learning to live by in 2024 is to enjoy the journey. Now, I mentioned this before, but I am a very goal-oriented person. I get so excited about crossing things off of my to-do list. Truly, it brings me so much joy. But I am very guilty of, instead of celebrating the 10 things that I did cross off my list, I can sometimes get completely obsessed with the one thing that I did not accomplish. And that is a mindset that I am trying to change for 2024. For example, I set a goal at the beginning of this year to post one video a week on this YouTube channel. Now, when I created this goal, I got very intentional. I planned out the content that I wanted to have on this channel for several months, and I came up with a very ambitious schedule for getting the film recorded and putting these YouTube videos together. And I have been sticking to the goal of making one video a week, but I have not been able to stick to the original plan and the schedule that I wanted to in terms of recording the videos and getting them edited. Now, instead of celebrating the fact that I have been on time with every video, I really have developed a little anxiety about not being able to stick to this original schedule that I put together, even though I'm still meeting the goal. I know, very toxic of me. I'm working on it. At the beginning of this month, however, I had this moment of reflection. As February started, I sat down and I wrote down all of the things that I did accomplish. And the list was so much longer than I had even anticipated. Another example, I set a goal to work out at least 3 times per week. And if you want to see my personal goals or my TPT goals, by the way, I'll link the videos below where you can kind of go back and see those goals and then come back to this video and finish watching. But I set those goals intentionally, and one of them was to work out 3 times a week. For the month of January, I completely surpassed that goal. I crushed it. I worked out 30 of the 31 days in the month. And when I stopped to actually think about that, having that mindset shift, it really just made me realize, like, okay, you are doing this and you can stop and celebrate, Chantel. You don't always have to continuously worry about the one thing that you didn't get done. It will get done in its own time, but you really do need to stop and enjoy the journey. And that's what I did in that moment. I picked up the phone and I called a friend, and I became completely overwhelmed with emotion, thinking about all of the wonderful things that I have accomplished and how much I really do appreciate that I can stop and enjoy those moments with the people that I care about the most, because at the end of the day, that's really what it's all about. But I will have to admit, while all of these quotes ring so true to me, this is probably the hardest one for me to adapt to. But every single day, I am working harder and harder to allow myself to stop, smell the roses, enjoy the journey, and to not worry about all the things that I didn't do, but to celebrate the things that I have done. And finally, my 5th quote that I am learning to live by in 2024 is to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. This is another quote that I have been practicing for a few years now, and every day it is getting easier and easier to live by this. I am learning every day to step outside of my comfort zone, and it is bringing me to places that I never imagined I would be in my life. When I think about all the people in my life that I met or all of the experiences that I've had, in those moments where I allowed myself to be comfortable with being uncomfortable and stepping outside of that comfort zone, it sometimes can bring me to tears, because my life has become so beautiful and so rich with people and experiences, all that were birthed out of me getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. As I learn to be comfortable with being uncomfortable, something that I'm realizing is that the fear of the unknown isn't as scary as the fear of regret. Before, if I was into a guy, I probably wouldn't have had the courage to ask him out. But now I've just gotten used to going for the things that I want. Sure, rejection sucks at times and we're all gonna face it, but the fear of not knowing and having that regret outweighs any fear of the uncomfort that I might be feeling in that moment. And having that revelation has really allowed me to be more assertive, to go after the things that I want. And I'm so happy because it has opened up so many doors in my life that I couldn't have imagined. Not only have I gained a ton of interpersonal and relationship skills, but I have gained so many practical skills. This YouTube channel is another example of me getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. And I have gained so many new practical skills like video editing, figuring out how to come up with content that people might enjoy. I mean, I've gained so many skills from the idea of me stepping out of my comfort zone. And the more I do it, the easier it becomes. Now, my YouTube channel is still very new and I'm not raking in a ton of subscribers or even a ton of views yet. But if there is one person that comes to this channel and sees this video, I'm hoping that they can also feel comfortable to step outside of their comfort zone in whatever area it is in their life. And that would have been worth starting this channel. And that brings us to the end of another video. Please be sure to like this video, give it a thumbs up, and make sure you subscribe to my channel and turn on the notifications so that you can be notified the next time a video is posted. And if you're watching and made it all the way to this point in the video, be sure to leave a comment about any other quotes that you are learning to live by and adopt in your life for this year and beyond. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye. I found this quote a few years ago from Teach, Create, Motivate, and as soon as I saw the wallpaper, I knew that I had to have it. Feel free to check her out. I'll link her. No, I'm not going to link her in the bio. Why am I talking like I'm about to do that? Oh my God.